Hey YouTube, it's Eflite T-28 here, and today we have our flight with a Eflite 1.2 version 1. It's doing a quick check, left and right, and some up and down, and we'll roll out and have a nice taxi and takeoff. Keeping it right down the middle of the line, pulling back on the stick, and airborne, gear up, flaps up. Sorry for the quality, we're using a 5.8 gigahertz system with no head tracking, so it's all me. I've mixed in some rudder and elevator so it moves the camera just the slightest amount. And here we're catching up to Jeremy's Dynam T-28. It's a 1.1, and she's going pretty good. He's just working out some kinks with her. We'll be following her for just a little bit here. Jeremy's going to be putting some FPV into this bad boy here. And he's looking at DJI for the camera setup and air unit. He pulled away from me, putting the camera over. He's going the other way, and then we'll circle back into him. I'll lose him for a minute here. But then here I find him. He's flying line of sight, so he has a different vantage point than I do in the air. But look at this beautiful mountains from British Columbia. Go a nice roll, loop under. Let's find him. I'm using a 4S 2200 milliamp pack, and that gets me about 7 minutes of flight time. I don't like to push it too hard. Most of my throttle settings are around 50%, and right now I'm using a 2-bladed prop because I had a little accident and broke my 3-bladed prop. I like to have a little accident now and again. That's a lie. I hate that, but as long as we don't repeat the same mistake over and over again, it means we're learning. Here I am trying to form up on Jeremy. Now with my FPV system, I don't have an antenna that will go all around. It's a cone-shaped antenna, so the aircraft really has to be in front of me. So when it flies behind me like that, my feed gets messed up, and I like to break off and then go back in front. But look at this beautiful farm field that we have here. Just taking in the sights of the trees, the mountains, the crops below us. Just checking out the range. I use a Spektrum radio, so I don't want to go too far. But there's a nice tree that we like to test everything out with, and my feed's pretty good. I just love moving the camera around and just seeing everything. Now, this isn't my first flight with this setup. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record my first 3 flights, so I've got a hang of approaches, landings, touch and goes. In this particular flight, there'll only be 1 landing, 1 takeoff. Jeremy's recovering his T-28, and I'll bring it around, do a couple of circuits, of course, checking out the scenery, doing a nice loop, barrel roll, beautiful Immelman. With this location, we tend to do long approaches, not too much in the short approach. Historically, I'm a short approach guy, so the long approach is It's nice, especially when you're in the FPV, but when you're flying on the ground, it's I love the short approach. Just nothing like it. You bank in, you crank it a little bit, line up, and touch down and roll out. But I have a lot of battery left, so I'm just checking out where I can go, feeling out. And if something happens, I can just take the goggles off right away and go. It's a cloudy day, so unfortunately it's not sunny out. And we do lose a little bit of the white caps on the mountains. There's still snow up there. So with a DJI or HD system, that would look absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, I don't have that. I have an old analog system, but you know what? It works great. Next upgrade I'm thinking about doing is head tracking, and that'll make my life a lot easier on the fingers. I'm not always reaching over sticks to move the camera around, which at first I didn't think I'd need to do, but unfortunately there's several incidents where I have to do that. So I use an NX8 transmitter, and I thought I could just get my trigger finger or my pointer finger up there to roll the dial, but that's a lot easier said than done. Some other things I want to change up is my pan and tilt system. Right now the camera is really sticking forward, which, as you can see, it goes into the slipstream of the canopy as I look around. For right now it's working out, but I want it back more, and that way it gives me a better perspective of the cockpit. Now we're approaching in for our landing. Flaps to takeoff, then to landing, gear down. Unfortunately with this landing I come in a little hard. I'm still working out the FPV point of view with the landing. There's Jeremy cheering me on. I come in, throttle cut on. Just a day's work. Look at him run around. Ha! What a guy.